If you keep self-sabotaging, starting strong, losing momentum, avoiding the things you say you want, if you are stuck in cycles of almost manifesting, if you get close and then shut down, it is not because you are lazy. It is not because you lack self-discipline, and it is not because something is wrong with you. There is nothing to fix your sabotage when one part of you wants success and the other part of you doesn't feel safe to receive it. You are going to be in that space. And that is what we are going to be talking about today. So go ahead, if this video resonates with you, this topic resonates with you, hit subscribe, hit like, definitely comment, and definitely hit that notification bell, and let us dive right in. Welcome to Infinite You Beautiful Souls. I'm Dr. Sheri, spiritual psychologist, multidimensional mindset mentor, soul-led success coach, and intuitive empowerment guide. And I help you remember who you are, align with the frequency of your soul, definitely bust through limiting beliefs so you can release them, move on into your authentic self, and create and manifest a life and business that feels powerful, purposeful, freaking amazing, and deeply, deeply aligned with the essence of who you are, because that is how we attract more of what we want. So before I dive into what I want to talk about today with sabotage, I want to tell you a little bit about my why, my story, so, we can get really, really in tune into that space of why the heck we are here today. There were times in my life that I definitely knew deep in my bones that I was made for more. I had the desire, I had the vision, I had the excitement, I had everything that I needed to get into that space of being the version of myself that I knew I could see in my mind's eye. But every time I got close to the breakthrough of it, I would pull back. Not because I didn't want it, but because receiving it didn't feel quite safe yet. It didn't quite feel like me yet. Sorry about this. Anyway, and once I understood that success requires both desire and safety, and really leaning into the knowing of the possibility of everything that I wanted to create, that's when everything shifted. And so there is definitely a truth about self-sabotage and why we humans do this. Remember, self-sabotage is not a mindset flaw. It is not a weakness. It is not lack of motivation. Self-sabotage is your nervous system saying, this next level feels unfamiliar, and unfamiliar feels safe. It is definitely a part of the way that we humans are wired, our evolution, and all of the stuff that goes on in our big, beautiful brains. So anytime that your identity and your nervous system do not match your intention and your vision, your system will pull you back into what is familiar, because familiar is safe, familiar is good, familiar calms down our nervous system, because whoever we are, our programming, the stories we tell ourselves, the paradigms that we live in, the ones that we are most familiar with are really, our comfy space, right? That's the quantum blanket that we wrap around ourselves to help us feel really, really good and safe and secure. And we humans all do this. So today I want to talk about the top 5 reasons why you sabotage. Number 1, your current identity cannot hold the level that you're calling in. So you're trying to step into a future version of you while still operating from an old self-concept. So your system sabotages you to protect the identity you've always been. So remember that you're creating from the frequency of your soul, right? Your soul is sovereign. Your soul is eternal. Your soul is wise. Your soul has a frequency. And ultimately, ideally, what is the most beautiful thing is to align our beliefs, our core beliefs, with that identity connected directly to soul. And that when we are in that space of creating from identity first, then taking action second, and then feeling that success third. That's really how it works. But because we're human and we've got this old programming going on, and the stories and the paradigms and the beliefs that we hold, whether they are deeply resonant with the frequency of our soul or not, that's the space where we create from. We can't do it any other way. So wherever you are, in your belief system, in the paradigms and the stories that you're living with and telling yourself, that's where you're taking action from. And that is where you're creating and attracting that level of success. So that's number one, with the top 5 reasons why you may be sabotaging yourself. Number 2, receiving still feels unsafe. Remember, success requires visibility, expansion, responsibility, unfamiliar emotions, and unfamiliar abundance. If those feel unsafe, you'll subconsciously block the very thing you desire. Safety is the gateway to receiving. Feminine energy, the divine feminine, is also the gateway to receiving. Many of us are great at the divine masculine, right? Like taking action and going and doing and even forcing and making things happen and all that stuff. Like we humans are conditioned in this 3-dimensional world and in our bodies to take action, right? To keep moving and doing. But being that beautiful divine feminine energy is really the essence of how we receive. Many of us, I think, and I mean, I'm a diehard optimist, but I do think it's true. Many of us humans are really good at giving, and we're not as good at receiving. And if that message resonates with you, I know, right? It's easier for us to give than to receive, right? I think it's just a part of being a good human. That's kind of what we do. So number 3, how else is this true for you? You are afraid of what you will lose when you rise. This is the silent saboteur. You might fear when you step into up level, that new level of who you are, that new program of what you want to create, that new way of being in the world. You get to be anything you want to be. You get to listen to your soul and expand and create from that space of being, feeling really good about who you are, feeling really joyful, feeling really energetically attractive and like physically attractive. And I'm going to say this. People who are energetically attractive are physically attractive, right? Like we all know when we meet people, we're like, oh my God, they're radiant, right? So when we are in that space of becoming all that we're meant to become, tuning into our potential, feeling really, really good, you could fear losing relationships. We know this to be true, right? We don't know who may say goodbye to us in this new space of becoming. We may fear losing connection. We may fear losing love. We may fear, if we get approval, if we still can feel comforted, if we can still, we may shed our old identity like the way that a snake, loses its skin, right? And you may, when you up level, you may be afraid of saying goodbye to your old life, because your old life, there are pieces of it, right? And it doesn't all happen at once anyhow, right? It is definitely incremental. It is definitely baby steps anyway, but there may be pieces of your old life or family members that are not going to understand where you're coming from and who you are being. So there are lots of fears behind why, if we move in and step into our new way of being and thinking and doing and having and experiencing and creating and becoming all that our soul wants us to become, there are a lot of fears around that. And remember that your brain definitely protects what it knows, and your soul is calling you into what's true. I'm going to say this, and I think it's going to sound a little bit cheeseball, but I think that it's true. Energetically, I can feel it. I know the word authenticity just gets tossed around. It's totally cliche. I get it. But there is a new energetic level of authenticity that's coming into our consciousness right now. And I think that authenticity is really about soul alignment. I'm going to say that again. Your brain protects what it knows. Your soul calls you into what's true. And I think it really matters. We're stepping into an age of what is true for you. Who do you want to be? What do you want to create? How do you want to serve? What impact do you want to have? How can you expand and up level this collective human consciousness, right? That is really why we're here. So, number 4, you may be in a frequency mismatch. You want success, but you're vibrating at hesitation, doubt, overthinking, self-protection. Your frequency dictates your behavior, the choices you make. Your behavior dictates your results. So it's all connected, right? Frequency of soul in 5D, superconscious mind, the truth of who you are, your authentic self, what beliefs are rolling around your core beliefs, what beliefs you identify with in your subconscious mind, and then what you choose to do with them in 3D, in your body, in your conscious mind, right? So frequency, identity, and definitely action. Frequency, beliefs, and definitely the aligned actions you take to and the vibration that you have that you're holding when you're in that space, right? Because when we're aligned, we feel really freaking good. And then we take action because our beliefs are pushing us in a direction that feels really good. And now all of a sudden, the law of attraction is like a real thing for us. And then we bring more of what we want attract more of what we want into our reality. So shift your frequency, shift your identity, and the sabotage definitely will begin to dissolve. One baby step at a time. It can happen overnight. It doesn't have to happen overnight. It's one little baby shift, one little aha moment, one little new level of awareness, and then all of a sudden you can release an old belief that you know is no longer true for you. You're more aligned, and then you take that action that you're like, you know what? I'm doing this. This feels good. I'm brave. I've got it. I'm making it happen in a really cool way, not making forcing, but making in soul alignment terms. So number 5, you haven't embodied the version of you who already has it. You are trying to take action from who you have been instead of who you are becoming. Self-sabotage disappears when you make decisions from your future self. Think about your quantum self. Think about who you want to become. Think about all the cool things that make you you, and then head down that path. Tune into the frequency of your soul, create your identity, your core beliefs around that, and then take that beautiful, amazing, aligned action. Do not go into the space of trying to take action from who you have been. Take it from who you are becoming. Take them from your quantum self, your future self. So, what can you do? Number 1, ask your body, what part of success feels unsafe for me right now? Tune into your body. Your body is so connected in 3D to 5D at the soul level. Your body is a beautiful GPS instrument to get you into the space of feeling into what you really, really want, who you really, really are. Step number 2, name the safety need. Maybe it's certainty. Maybe it's support. Maybe it's identity. Maybe it's shifting those core beliefs, right? And naming it, remember, will break the pattern. So if you feel like I'm not worthy or I'm not good enough, break that pattern. Okay, I wanted to go off on a tangent, but I think I'm going to pull back a little bit. Step number 3, choose one action your future self would take today. Aligned action rewires your identity faster than affirmations ever will. There's something so beautiful about action. It definitely creates like a different level of clarity, a different level of focus, a different level of momentum, a different level of vibration and frequency and attractiveness, right? And you just, when you get into that space of aligned action, it just feels so darn good. So choose one action your future self would like to take today. Step number 4, build safety around receiving. It is definitely feminine energy. I think that feminine energy can feel vulnerable, but just step into that space of regulating, of grounding, of connecting, of breathing, of being still. Then get into that space of movement. Create an environment where expansion feels supported, whatever that looks like for you. I know for me, I like to have my quiet space, my candles lit, just a beautiful environment in my home that feels like me, the frequency of me. And, it just definitely affirms and reaffirms that I'm building an identity that is very much aligned with, what my soul wants to experience in this lifetime. Step number 5, celebrate even the smallest aligned step. And I want to say this too, right? If you've got a space in your home where everything is kind of assuring you and reassuring you to receive, to align, to step into future you, that definitely helps create in the observation of that new neural pathways of what is possible for you. And then step number 5, celebrate even the smallest aligned step. This is how you become the version of you who no longer sabotages where you are headed. So remember, you're not sabotaging because you're weak. You are sabotaging because you are evolving and your soul is calling you to level up, to become, to step in to the magnificent, amazing human that at the soul level you are meant for. Whether you are a purpose-driven seeker, someone who knows you're meant for more, a spiritual solopreneur, entrepreneur, a coach, a healer, a practitioner, whatever, an artist, whatever you may be doing, a mom, right? A dad, if you're a guy watching this video. Just remember, your soul is calling you up and your identity is learning how to hold that next level. This is a part of this magnificent, ever-evolving journey of this thing called humanness. And there's no wrong way to do it. But if you know you're being called, I encourage you, I ask you, I invite you, definitely step in one little nudge at a time, one little intuitive hit at a time. And when you make success feel safe, you will stop self-sabotaging and you will start rising, evolving, creating, expanding, and being a part of the collective consciousness in the coolest, most amazing way. And if you would like a little deeper identity work, energetic alignment, really cool inspiration, motivation, science, psychology, energy, mindset, creating, manifesting, all that good stuff, I'm going to put links in the description box below to join my free newsletter, to watch my free webinar / masterclass all about recoding your reality, where I talk about all of this stuff, energy and science and mindset and manifesting and bringing it all together. And then if you would like to connect with me, I would love to connect with you. So I will put a link in the description box for my quantum alignment session as well. And then if this video resonated with you, go ahead, do a comment, maybe a heart, maybe a star, an infinity sign, whatever sounds good for you, to you, or just comment, I am safe to rise. And if this video resonated with you, go ahead, hit subscribe, hit like, and like I said, definitely comment and hit that notification bell. Have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. And remember, you are infinite, and I will see you all next time. Namaste.